respected members of parliament, distinguished leaders, and fellow citizens of India, I stand before you with a humility and a deep sense of responsibility as a candidate for the office of the Vice President of our great Republic. India's democracy was built on the supreme sacrifices of our freedom fighters and nurtured for decades by their vision. Today, as that democratic space shrinks and citizens' rights come under strain, it's our duty to defend the soul of our democratic republic. My candidature is not at all a personal aspiration, but a collective effort to protect and strengthen our democratic fabric. Our first Vice President reminded us democracy is not merely a form of government. It is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards our fellow men. It is these words that inspire my resolve to carry forward a noble tradition. I bring decades of experience in public service. I understand both the spirit and functioning of our democracy. This experience equips me to serve as an impartial and dignified custodian of parliamentary traditions. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru once said, "The strongest bond of unity is the common affection we uphold for our country." This bond has guided me in every stage of my journey and continues to motivate me to serve as an impartial custodian of our democracy. The Vice President as Chairperson of the Rajya Sabha must embody this balance, wisdom, and neutrality, principles I have always upheld by giving respect to every voice across party lines. If elected, I will strive to make the Rajya Sabha a true forum of reasoned debate and constructive dialogue, allowing the example set by our first Vice President, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. I pledge to ensure that it remains a chamber of thoughtful deliberation in the national interest instead of avoidable discord. Democracy thrives on cooperation, not confrontation, and my strength lies in listening, mediating, and building consensus. In my vision, the Rajya Sabha must be a chamber where national interests are upheld above partisan concerns. As Baba Saheb said, quote, "Democracy is essentially a mode of associate living, of conjoint communicated experience," unquote. And I take inspiration from this vision that democracy must be shared, collective journey. I have witnessed firsthand the challenges India faces: economic reforms, social justice, climate change, and ensuring opportunities for our youth. The Vice President's office provides platform to guide discussions on these issues with dignity and decorum, steering the upper house toward policies that truly benefit the citizens of this great nation, India, that is Bharat, ensuring fairness, hope to elevate the quality of our lawmaking. Panditji, in his historic Tryst with Destiny speech, envisioned a nation where freedom and opportunity would reach every Indian. As chair of the Rajya Sabha, I would work to align our debates with that direction. A key priority will be to keep parliamentary practices transparent, inclusive, and participatory so that disruptions don't overshadow deliberations. Our first Vice President warned that disorderly conduct erodes public faith. Taking his caution to heart, I will strive to restore an environment where disagreement is expressed with respect and dignity. It should always be reciprocal. I also see the Rajya Sabha as a body that represents the long-term interest of the nation, free from immediate political compulsions. It reflects the idea of federalism and known as Council of States. As its chair, I will encourage detailed discussions on reforms in education, healthcare, digital governance, and environmental sustainability. Dr. Ambedkar often reminded us that political democracy must be matched by social and economic democracy. It is this holistic approach that I wish to strengthen in our parliamentary functioning. Another area where I intend to contribute is in strengthening parliamentary committees. Committees are the backbone of effective lawmaking, and their reports often shape the final outcome of legislation. I will ensure that these committees are referred to by Panditji as the workshops of Parliament, function with seriousness, independence, and a spirit of consensus building. I will ensure that these committees do not become shops but function with seriousness, independence, and a consensus building spirit, away from the glare of immediate political pressures. India's parliamentary democracy has stood as a beacon to the world, but demands continue nurturing. I will strive to preserve its sanctity by upholding constitutional conventions and morality, ensuring neutrality in proceedings, and protecting the dignity of every member of the House, irrespective of their party affiliations. My role will be to guard the sanctity of the proceedings and not just interpret the rules of procedure. After all, democracy means dialogue, discussion, and dissent. Baba Saheb's warning during the Constant Assembly debates rings true. Democracy in India is only a top dressing on an Indian soil which is essentially undemocratic, unquote. This especially resonates after our experience with a regime that has favored a few at the cost of crores of citizens of India, Dalits, tribes, backward communities, women, minorities, youth, who are increasingly being pushed to the margins. It's our duty to prove that democracy in India lives not just in emblematic institutions, but in spirit. As Vice President, I will dedicate myself to preserve the sanctity of our parliamentary system by ensuring absolute neutrality in proceedings and protecting the dignity of each and every member. Honorable members, I seek your support, not for myself, but for the values that define us as a sovereign democratic republic. In this election, there is no party whip and the ballot is secret. It is not loyalty to any political party, but love for the country that must guide your choice. Each one of you carry the moral responsibility to preserve the conscience, the soul of our beloved nation. By entrusting me with this office, you will be choosing to defend parliamentary traditions, to restore dignity to debate, and to ensure that Rajya Sabha stands as a true temple of democracy. This is not just a vote to elect your Vice President. It's a vote for the spirit of India itself. Together, let us strengthen our republic and create a legacy that future generations will be proud to inherit. Now it is over to the people of India.